There are very few game franchises that have had a bigger impact on the industry than Street Fighter. It is easily in the top 20 most recognisable game IPs in the world and has been a phenomenon since Street Fighter 2 graced arcades all those years ago. So when a new edition of the game is released, it is a big deal. The fighting game community is hyped, new esport competitions are started, and a whole platoon of dedicated fighters start the long road of learning the new game. But things have come a long way in the fighting game world since Street Fighter 2. Mortal Kombat realised that there is a fighting game audience that wasn't being catered for. A group who were unsatisfied with what other one-on-one fighters gave them. That audience was an audience looking for single-player content. Now with Street Fighter 6, Capcom have promised a lot to that audience. But can they deliver?
Welcome. Thanks for stopping by.
Oh my, how nice to see you.
This, folks, is why I'm here, to talk about the single player only. We have our resident Street Fighter expert, Adam Rourke, doing the full review, and he will have that to you once he's had some time with the game in the wild, when the public's online. He'll be able to tell you about all the things long-time competitive fans want to know. I, on the other hand, am the perfect person for single-player fighting games. I love to play them, but lack the time and the reflexes to enjoy battling it out online. I enjoy their stupid stories, silly little dramas, and get great pleasure in the occasional couch match with my kids.
Nowhere to run. No money.
Round one. Fight.
So with that in mind, and the hope that Capcom could do to Street Fighter what NetherRealm did with Mortal Kombat, I dived into the much touted World Tour mode. This mode is based on a fantastic idea, an open world where players can create their own characters, mix and match their movesets, tackle missions, and basically have a grand old adventure. And while all of this is true, it does feel like a good idea with half-baked execution. And I have to say, I am a little disappointed. The majority of this open world is set in Metro City, the location of the classic Final Fight games, and players start out by training with Street Fighter combatant Luke. You are then to send off into the world to train by punching random people, eating pizza, and buying hats. Odd, but sure, yeah, I'll run with that. The open world actually puts me in the mind of the Yakuza series, but instead of the Dojima Dragon running around wiping the floor with Yakuza goons, you play as your ugly avatar taking on random goons that wear cardboard boxes on their heads for some reason. There are little side quests, shops, and quirky characters, just like you would find in a Yakuza game, only this is obviously a smaller open world, and much less detailed.
I'll get you. Oh, whoa!
Damn it! The real issue with this mode, however, is the fighting itself. The idea of taking your character around the city and learning from different Street Fighter masters is a good one. Mixing and matching the different special movesets is awesome. I can now follow up my spinning bird kick with a solid Hadouken, and that's fantastic. But, and it's a big but, the actual combat is rough from a technical standpoint. All of the fights feel like they are at 25 frames a second, not the silky smooth 60 frames of the normal Street Fighter matches in other modes in the game. This, more than anything, makes the World Tour mode tough to play, and I pray that Capcom can sort something out with a patch sooner rather than later.
Round 2. Fight! This is my chance.
If they can get these issues ironed out, there is a lot here to do. The writing is cheesy as all hell and the dialogue is pretty rough, but I can see myself enjoying my time in the World Tour mode for some time to come. It's a really good idea on the whole, it just needed some more finesse to stick the landing. As it is, I feel like people are going to be put off by the bad frame rate and will probably ignore it for the traditional Street Fighter components. Speaking of traditional Street Fighter components, the classic arcade modes are all here too. Pick your fighter, fight a bunch of people, enjoy the occasional spot of car bashing in a bonus round. It's all here. The arcade stories are fine and about on par with previous games, but I think if you're expecting more at this point, you're probably also expecting tickets to Elvis's comeback tour.
Let us begin.
Time to play.
Round 1. Fight!
Here we
Playing the game pre-release also meant I couldn't dive into the battle hub at all, which, from all reports, has some cool little things for single players, like the ability to play classic Capcom titles such as Final Fight and old versions of Street Fighter. But for the most part, this mode is focused on the multiplayer side of things. It is apparently shaping up really well, but I can't say for sure, so I'll leave that to Adam in his written review. In all, the single player portion of Street Fighter 6 is okay, but still lacking when compared to Mortal Kombat, who is clearly the genre leader. There are some tech issues, and the lack of a proper cinematic story mode is something I will lament forever. World Tour is without doubt a great concept, just one that failed to stick the landing, and only time will tell if Capcom can iron out its issues. So it is with a heavy heart that I have to say, if you aren't a competitive Street Fighter player, you're probably better off waiting on this one to hit a sales price. By then the issues will have had a chance to be fixed, and you will get better value for money on your outlay. If, however, you only look at the single player as a side dish to the main meal of competitive fighting, I have no doubt that Street Fighter 6 will impress you.